or
What?
people's beliefs. And no,
The biggest one in the world is the Christian Crusades. And don't tell me that wasn't about money.
I don't think so. I don't
Dear
know all the
God,
answers.
here we
I don't-
It was the Roman
No.
Catholic Church.
yeah, they're weird. The Catholics are out there.
It was all
I
under the
can't be
same
Catholic.
umbrella, brother. It's all the same umbrella.
No,
The Christian Crusades are the biggest terrorists in the world ever.
that could be true. I don't know.
See what's been going on in my world. Did save quite a bit of money on insurance this week. If that
Oh,
counts.
great. Did you
This
just
insurance
shop
is
or
just
what?
getting stupid.
Yeah, home insurance is about to go through the roof. We only thought it was bad before.
Yeah. Well, I was paying about $6,500 a
Right.
year for home insurance, and I just switched over to Progressive, and now I'm only at $5,000 a year.
You could probably, if you do car and auto together, they'll give you another discount.
Yeah, I did that. That's what got me a little bit lower.
Cool. Well, there's
So-
going to be with all the stuff going on in the Carolinas from the tornadoes and hurricanes that
Yeah.
they never got any relief from, and then all the fires in LA. I'm anticipating there's going to be a big shortage of building material, which may kind of inhibit some things. So if you got projects to do around the house, you might want to get the material rounded up.
Right?
Yeah, you probably don't have anything. You probably keep it all up to speed.
Yeah, and I got plenty of
Especially
material
being
in the
gone.
garage.
Yeah. Well, good. What else is going on? What did you've been gone all week. It's kind of been your longest week out there.
Yeah, well, it's going to be like that moving forward. Monday through Friday. There may be weekends I don't even come home.
Yeah. Well, you can get Amy to come out there.
Yeah.
So be careful,
she
though.
said.
She'll find those little shops around there, and you'll be in deep shit.
Yeah.
So
We're
those little
looking
arts and
forward
crafts.
to it.
Yeah, good. Good.
You know, it's interesting. So, I like playing on ChatGPT.
Right?
And so I asked, if you were a 50-year-old man, what, how, where would you live? How would you eat? Just basically, how would you, get the most out of life? And it sent me a pretty interesting thing. One of the places it said it would live was Hill Country in Texas.
There you go.
It was right next to Colorado and Oregon.
That depends on what parts. Oregon's too damn cold and wet.
Well, if you're not worried about that stuff.
Yeah. So, all right.
They're just
Well, they
looking
got
at
their-
healthy living.
All right.
So I don't know if it said
Well, the
the
latest
exact
I've heard is
location.
you need to live in El Salvador, somewhere close to the equator.
Well, yeah,
That's where
if you don't ever want to get cold.
Well, that's where you get your best sun, and that's what really determines your health is the quality of the light and the lack of electromagnetic force field around the big city from all the electronic devices.
Yeah, like the ones we're wearing on our heads and speaking into and videoing us.
Right. We're surrounded all day, every day.
Yeah. But it was pretty interesting. It said Texas Hill Country, specifically that. That was pretty neat.
Cool. It's nice out there. I like it.
Yeah. And I said, well, based off of the way you live, what kind of books would you read? I said, list your top 25 books. You want to hear the list?
Sure.
All right.
How
Now,
many-
they're
how
not in
many
any
have-
specific order, though.
I'm going to keep counting how many we already read.
All right. You ready?
Sure.
Like I said, this isn't a list of greatest to worst. It was just a random list. Okay.
Right.
The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Got it.
The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, okay.
Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, we got that one.
The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Yeah.
Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now this one I haven't heard. Be Here Now by Ram Dass.
Eh.
Never heard of that one. Man's
No.
Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Let's see here. All right. I don't know what this one is either. The Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. You said it pretty close. Bhagavad Gita or something like that. It's like their religious
Is that Hindu?
stuff for yoga Hindu people, yeah.
Okay, I think I have the book. I think one of my old clients when I was a handyman gave me one.
Yeah.
I think the name looks familiar. Sapiens, by,
you
Brief
read that
History
one.
of Human Mankind by Yuval Harari. Never heard of this one. The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod.
Yeah, I read that last year. It's pretty good. It's a cheerleader thing. Salesy.
Okay. You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, he's kind of out there.
Okay.
But he
Why
had
We Sleep by Matthew Walker.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Dispenza had a real traumatic life experience. He had a bicycle accident.
Okay.
And that's what really changed his whole thing. He repaired himself laying on a bed. His whole spine was messed up. He wasn't supposed to be able to walk again or anything. And somehow he had that training in medical, so he mentally fixed himself somehow. I don't know. It's a weird story, but anyway, he goes around,
Like
saying,
Christian, or was it Scientific Christianity?
I don't know that it has a name or anything, but he has a big deal about how they can get you in touch with the spirit.
Okay.
Like direct, and they can tell when it's about to happen or something like
Interesting.
that. But it comes from his life experience of stuff. So I haven't seen any reason not to believe him.
All right. Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer.
Yeah, I read that one last year.
Ooh, I read this one a couple months ago. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck
Yeah.
by Mark Manson. That is actually a really good book.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. It has some real life experiences. So that one's good. Deep Work by Cal Newport.
I thought you were going to say Jack Candy.
Deep Work by Jack Andy. I think that was Yellow River by
Okay.
I.P. Freely.
Right.
Breathe. The New Science of a Lost Art by James Nestor. Daring Greatly by Brene. The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. That's not too bad.
Yeah, he's got the 4-hour work week, the 4-hour body, stuff
Okay.
like that.
I've read this one. This is a good one. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. That one's pretty good. I read that one.
Yeah.
Now, I read this one, The War of Art. No, you read this one. I read The Art of War. You read The War of Art.
I read both of them. I really suggest The War of Art if you're trying to do anything creative.
Yeah, I'm not into creative crap.
Well, it'd be good for you anyway.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Well, a big part of the war is set your butt in the seat until you get something written down,
Okay.
and understand the closer you get to something, the more. Remember, it talks about the resistance. We talked about the resistance before.
The law.
Why we don't do what we know we should do, and there's just seems to be a resistance.
Right.
He talks a lot about that.
All right. The Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
This has to do with wealth and health. The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita. I don't know anything about that. The Happiness Project.
There's no such thing.
Well, Gretchen Rubin is arguing with you about it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as happiness.
All right. Ooh, the last two. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins
Yeah.
and Extreme
Yeah.
Ownership by Jocko Willink.
I highly
And
suggest both of those, especially the
Leif
Jocko.
Babin. So, not too bad. I think I probably got about half of them.
I got us on 14. How many was
Not
your
too
list?
shabby.
Was your list, what, 20, 25?
It was 25.
Yeah, I think we got about I counted 14 of them. So, but they're missing some of the big ones.
Well, it's just an A.
Right. They'll catch up eventually. It's got to learn more.
Well, I think it goes by. I think it pulls information. And so when I said I want to be healthy with an open mind, I think it puts it into that category and it selects those type of books.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So
All right.
I'm not sure how it works. I just enjoy talking to it.
Yeah, cool.
Heck, the last time I drove back from Austin to Houston of 2.5 hours, 2 hours,
Uh-huh.
I talked to the AI the whole way,
Oh, well, cool. Well,
just asking
tomorrow
its
you can.
thoughts.
I posted our last podcast this afternoon, so tomorrow you can listen to that. I figured out how to do kind of thumbnails. I put a thumbnail
Okay.
on our last one and then one on our one we just did. I'm learning stuff. It can be taught.
Yeah. So going into that, I've been thinking, I wrote it down last week while we were talking.
All right, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, let's go. All right, welcome, my brothers and sisters, to Two Old Goats. Let's get a little uncomfortable.
All right, jump in and adjust your volumes. Tune in. You might like it.
Yeah, so talking about that uncomfortableness, something that's been coming up in my thoughts and meditations is, we talk a lot about stuff, and not just you and I. I'm talking about people in general. We talk about trials, tribulations, challenges, problems, situations, whatever it may be. And the majority of it's just talk, right? Most of it's not that we really want a solution, or we actually choose to just bitch and complain about it. We don't actually want anything different, And so with that, in my meditation, it started talking about whenever you have a conversation, there should be a mental, spiritual, or physical challenge at the end of the conversation. And I haven't put it into practice yet, but it's just a thought that's come to my mind that whenever, and I'm not talking about, hey, are you going to the grocery store conversation. I'm talking about what's going on in life, and hey, I'm having a problem, with conversations with my wife, or trying to relate to somebody at work, or, whatever's going on that you're wanting to discuss it. At the end of the conversation, you have to create a physical, a mental, or a spiritual challenge to coincide with that conversation.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Interesting. It's funny. Pastor Neil was talking about this. I think it was this week. Having lunch with somebody, and he said, "I hope we end up in a fight."
Okay.
He goes, "I didn't want to just sit across and watch another man sit there and eat and chew his food and stuff. Let's make it interesting.
Okay.
Let's talk about stuff that really stirs us, not how's the weather, and don't talk about politics or whatever." He said, let's get real. Let's see what's going on, check under the hood. And I think that's kind of where you're going. I think the challenge thing, is going into a conversation with that mentality of, I don't want to just have meaningless conversations,
Right.
but then, going back to being fierce, how am I going to be fierce about this? And even if it's a few seconds, I can mentally prepare for, an exchange.
Okay.
Or just have some. I think it's a good idea what you're talking about. I haven't done anything like that, other than whenever. I mean, that's what we do when we're working with guys. When we're in the program or teaching spiritual things.
Right.
Even our book studies, a lot of times you and I'll have a disagreement that looks like an argument, and we're really just trying to get the point across to them.
Right.
The other people in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think that's where I'm at now, because I'm starting to get a little comfortable in things. And what I mean by that, like, I haven't been doing a lot of the normal things that I do. I haven't been taking the cold showers. I haven't been doing the 60 minutes of exercise. There's a lot of circumstances that have come in to my situation in life. It can be very difficult to maintain those things because of the distractions of, okay, where am I going to be at today? I don't have any food prepared, and I don't bring anything with me. And so it kind of just sets me up for, failure to me personally, because there's
falling
a
back on your old habits,
Well,
falling
it
back
could
on
be.
on what we used to do, fast food, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one aspect of it. But I think the biggest thing that I'm discovering is the consistent lying that I'm doing to myself. I'm consistently lying to myself.
Yeah. Funny you should mention.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Keep going. No, keep going.
Well, I don't want to talk more about me lying to myself. It makes me feel bad about me. It's rough. Because I know that I'm not where I'm supposed to be at. I'm mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm not. I'm just creating this bullshit life that's not productive.
I think the first thing is you have to accept that you are right where you're supposed to be.
How's that possible? I just said I wasn't.
Right, but I mean, given all the circumstances or the outside influences, I would say that we allow.
Right.
We put ourselves in this predicament. So I would say, it falls back on us.
Yeah, but I don't think the reason why I'm arguing with you about I don't think I'm right where I'm supposed to be is because I don't feel comfortable where I'm at. And I don't mean the comfortable in the laziness way. I actually feel uncomfortable being comfortable.
Right. Well,
and so I don't think I'm where I'm supposed to be at.
Well, we're kind of debating supposed to be, because according to your actions, you're right where you're supposed to be. You're not where you want to be, or you're not in the ideal place. But according to our actions and what we've done, that's what got us where we are. So I'm where I'm supposed to be, but I'm not ideal or where I should be, want to be. Right. Maybe not in a healthy place, all that stuff.
Well, when I say the word supposed to be, that's where I am supposed to be at. I'm not where I'm supposed to be at. I am where I'm at because of my actions, my thoughts, my lies.
Right.
But the reason why I feel uncomfortable in this situation is because I'm not supposed to be here. I need to get up and get moving so I can get to where I'm supposed to be at, which is that beautiful spiritual balance beam of life.
Right. By that you mean your ideal healthy place.
Right. Where I feel the zen, where I feel where I'm going with the flow of the river.
Okay. Well, very good.
Yeah, but I'm not there because I'm a bullshit liar.
Well, you mentioned that lying to herself. I got in a conversation with somebody today that is trying, it's kind of a neat deal. But anyway, we're talking about people being asleep or being awake,
Okay.
and he's thinking all these hoops he's got to jump through and, spiritual this and study this and that and all that. And I'm like, no, dude, you're making it way too hard. To me, being awake, and essentially what I told him was, it's really changing the way you think. And it's really adjusting your awareness to reality. It's how much truth can you take? How much truth can you bear? That's why thought it was interesting when you said I'm lying to myself. Because I think most of us lie to ourselves most of the time. Quite often, probably more than 50%. And that's where we end up, how we end up in an illusion, so to speak. We live in an illusion a lot of times, and that's what people call being asleep. Oh, they're not awake. And when we wake up, we have a change in the way we see things and a psychic change. That's what waking up is. It is an awakening. And really all it takes is try to take a little more truth, objectively, and be open to it. Open-minded, we call it. I think you need to be more than open-minded. It needs to be open spirit, open. I'm open to a different way to think or to see something, and we've got quite a bit of experience with that because of our recovery and years in recovery, but it's pretty basic, the awakening, the waking up, the getting out of the illusion, getting into reality. To me, it's more about how much truth can you take.
Right.
And it's easy to say, but the challenge that I always try to give myself is try to make it to lunch without lying to yourself. Usually I can't make it to 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think we need to be talking too much.
Yeah.
I think we need to be just doing some stuff. I think that's more important.
And that's the key, it's the doing. It's the doing. We're all the same. We're all the same. The only difference is what we do or don't do, and what this guy does or don't do, or she does or don't do. That's the only thing that makes us different. Other than that, we're the same. You know what I mean? We're not different. I don't know. We're the same. We're same as Jesus. He just did better shit than we did.
He did say that we can do more.
Yeah, absolutely. But, he didn't draw his power from himself either. Right. So that's the key. He was able to get more clear than anyone can get out of the way more than anybody can get out of the way. Right. We could get out of the way as much as he did. Like you said, we can do more.
Yeah, what they call it, the master of metaphysics?
I guess. I haven't really heard that one.
Oh, he's the one that can defy gravity and defy elements and the principles of this world because of the mastering of the metaphysics.
Yeah, those are just all information streams. So, all those rules of nature and all that, we're just plugged into this information stream. You could get out of it and plug into another one and it would be different. It
would be.
You could walk on water.
If we could just stop lying to ourselves, we could probably see the truth.
Right. So anyway, I didn't mean to take that over, but that was...
No, you're good.
Interesting
you're right where
that you brought that up.
Well, just where I'm at today. I was getting upset with myself, not doing the things that I was supposed to go do. And it was interesting, where's it at here? So I was looking at some, I plugged this topic in to that AI, and it says the challenge breakdown to lying to yourself.
Okay.
It says, first identify the lie in your life, right? If it's a belief, a behavior, comfort zone, something like that, right? You can say things like, oh, I'll start exercising for sure next week. Oh, my job isn't so bad. Or they said, this is just how life is, right? Those are all lies. Those are all
Right.
lies, right?
Right. 100%.
So then it says, so step 2, ask, what would my life look like if I face the truth instead of hiding behind the lie? Visualize it vividly. Then you take one radical action this week to dismantle the lie, rip it off the Band-Aid. If your lie is, I'm too busy to get healthy, go clear your pantry immediately of all your junk food right now.
Yeah.
Right now, go do it. Right? Or if it's I can't leave this toxic job, it says update your resume and apply to 3 new jobs before the end of the day.
There you go.
So, so I thought that was interesting. That's why it went with that whole, whenever we have conversations, there needs to be some kind of physical, mental, or spiritual challenge at the end.
Yeah.
And I think I want to move forward with that type of life whenever I have any conversations with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. I think
Dang
it's
it.
the same thing. It's getting closer to the truth, and can I actually do what my mind or my brain tells me I need to be doing? It's just
Right.
and it's I forget the exact words you said, but I think it's more of the openness and the attitude. I can always adjust my attitude. I'm capable of it. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean I always do it. Sometimes for some reason, we take some kind of something out of being upset or pissed off or righteous anger,
Yeah.
those sort of things. But even that's all an illusion. Everything is what it is. So,
Yeah, but the openness, talking about the openness, being open-minded, I mean, if you know the truth on certain things, like the capital T on certain things, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, do you still have an open mind on another
Yeah.
viewpoint of that truth?
Well, I would say I like the way Robert used to talk about a God of his understanding. He would say a God of my limited understanding.
Okay.
And I think the truth is that in a lot of ways, because what's the analogy we use? It's like an onion. You
Okay.
keep peeling it and it gets deeper, or you see it from a different angle, or, it's true today. That don't mean it's going to be true tomorrow. I mean, some things, principles and things like that over time have proven to be true.
Okay.
But those are about action. And I think a lot of times the truth that we see, a lot of it is our perception. And where we're looking from, what's our perception from our position.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's 100% the truth, and I can always learn more, whether getting a deeper truth or even seeing that this is true from both ways if I just adjust the way I think a little bit.
Okay.
But I think there are some things that are freaking wrong,
Right.
and yeah, I'm not going to entertain those things. I mean, it would have to be something pretty dramatic to me, it's just wrong. But you do have to
Okay.
keep in mind, every pretty much new idea or new way of thinking to the rest of the world when it first came up was wrong. Because
Right.
it wasn't the way things are. So to them, it was wrong. But it turns out, changed the world. Like Jesus, when he came along, everybody's like, what's this crazy nut job?
Right.
And most people, most of the population thought he was a nut. He's just
Well, yeah,
another.
he's talking about drinking his blood and eating his flesh.
Right. But see, we didn't, But now, knowing a little bit more, you see what I'm saying? So I have to keep in mind that even the
Well,
craziest...
why didn't Jesus just go, quote unquote, do little bunny ears, metaphorically eat my flesh? That's all he had to do.
Well,
Maybe they didn't have bunny ears back then.
yeah, I don't know. I think a big part of it was what did he say? My people will understand, or the ones who understand, or, or learn or attract. I don't remember. Basically,
I think
or his
it
people.
goes with those that are ready to hear or
Right.
hear me. I think
Well, that's the thing with parables is they're always true through time, and you just, you can see the major concept of it, and it tends to be true.
yeah.
So, and that's why he spoke in parables, so it would last for a long time, last for the ages.
So, but going back to what you were saying is that you said that, there are some things that you just think are wrong,
Right.
right? So you're
Right.
saying that you're willing to have an open mind about those things.
I need to. Right. That's the next. To
You
me,
need to,
that's
but you
part
don't
of.
want to.
Right. Well, think of this. Okay. Everybody's all. What's the topics now? Is everybody hates Russia or Putin or whatever, or the Americans do, and the Russians are all bad.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now put yourself in their shoes. And you don't even have to know the details, but they're thinking, enemy over there, they're out to get us. And they live different than we do and have different cultures and eat stuff that we don't eat, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, we're both wrong because we're both really the same.
Okay.
But the point is, I may think something's dead wrong, but in another country, and I was raised differently, that may be the exact right thing, and what I think over here is wrong. It's kind of what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Well, give me a for instance, Barry. I want to make you feel uncomfortable.
Sure.
What's something that you feel is wrong?
Murder.
You think murder's wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And notice the commandment is not thou shalt not kill. It's thou shalt not murder.
Depends on which book you read.
Well, the killing is part of how we eat, and that's, it's all in the Bible. It's part of sacrifice and everything else, so that doesn't even make sense. But thou shalt
You think it
not
was talking
murder.
about animals? Or you don't think it was talking about humans?
No, because, the Lord is a warrior.
Okay.
It's all about the battle. And
Okay.
so, but murder, killing people in battle is not murder.
Okay.
Murder is, you kill someone unjustly because, you disagree with them over something, or you have, even if it's a heated, whatever. But, I think the way the law defines it is pretty close.
I don't know.
murder.
I think we need to look that up, Barry.
So look it up. But anyway, I think is wrong. I think murder is wrong.
is between. I'm looking up what the difference between murder,
Ask your
and
girl over there.
kill. I am killing.
Okay. She doesn't talk to you anymore?
Oh, she does. Okay, so definition of murder: the intentional and unlawful killing of another person with malice and aforethought. So it's got to be premeditated. Okay. Killing, the act of causing someone's death, which may or may not be lawful or unlawful or intentional. It can be an accidental, can be killing someone in self-defense, accidental death. So by definition, what you're talking about, like when we're in war, that's murdering.
No, it's not.
It's 100%. We're planning.
I mean,
it's a
it's
plan in advance that I'm going to go kill this person. Now we
Not a-
put it underneath the government, so we make it lawful.
Well, if they're planning on killing you, I mean, if it's one of those types of things, if you're at war with a country,
No, they're just sleeping. They had no intentions on killing us that day.
well, then we're murderers. And I agree
we
with
would
that.
be murderers.
And I agree with, You know, some of the wars that our country's gotten into basically started. Don't get me started, man. It'll go bad quick. We can get kicked off of YouTube and everything else. But,
Yeah.
you know, you want to talk about murderers, you know, Obama is a big murderer. I think he's got the highest body count, and everybody thinks he's a saint, you know.
Not even close. Obama's not even close.
Oh, for presidents, he is. Yeah, for drone kills and people killed, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Last I heard, I don't know, you know, more recently, but no telling with, if you give our last roundhead, the guy that just left, no telling how many people he killed just by being an idiot.
Yeah, all those things are above their pay grades.
Yeah.
They're just the pretty face out front. They're not the ones pulling the triggers.
Right. Well, their name gets put to it, and they're okay with it because they stood there and let their name get put with it. So there you go. Yeah. None of them stood up and said, "No, we ain't doing that. It's some other people making me do that." I don't know. So anyway, they're guilty.
They're all on the same team.
All right, groovy. I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, I was making you uncomfortable.
Oh, it was about murder.
You were talking about how you think murder's wrong.
Right.
I don't think murder's wrong.
I do.
You do.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But you're okay with war.
No, I'm not. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Okay.
But I'm not, you know, there's no reason. I mean, they lied to us to create a war that they wanted for financial gains.
Okay.
And to me, that's a crime against humanity. All those people need to be in prison, under the prison.
Okay. You know, there's a lot of religious wars, right?
I do. But those weren't created for financial gain. Those are for you know, people's beliefs. And no, that's
the biggest one in the world is the Christian Crusades. And don't tell me that wasn't about money.
I don't think so. I don't know all the
God,
answers.
here we It was the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, they're weird. The Catholics are out there.
It was all under the same umbrella, brother. It's all the same umbrella.
No.
The Christian Crusades are the biggest terrorists in the world ever.
That could be true. I don't know. I really don't know.
The body count is horrible. I think the only one that beat Christian Crusades was that the Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan is the only one.
Mongrel?
Yeah, he...
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, give it to me.
You ready?
Yeah.
That doesn't make it right.
Ooh, that's pretty.
That doesn't mean I agree with it. I don't agree with it just because Christians did it.
Okay.
You know, we're all people, and here's the crazy thing. You know, we get to talking to somebody or, you know, whatever, some relationship with somebody, and then they do something crazy or they do something that, you know, goes against us, or and we get all upset, like that dirty dog.
All right.
You know what? That's a bunch of bullshit. What we're really upset about is our own poor judgment and our own not thinking. You know, we're all human beings. We're all fallible. We all make mistakes. Guess what else? We all operate on our own basic self-interest.
Okay.
We're trying to live to get through the day. That's nature.
Okay.
Right? Now, our goal is to be less and less selfish and help others and all that. We go out of our way to do that, and that's great. But bottom line, when it's all said and done, even that great charity, you know, there's other reasons I do it.
Okay.
You know, I know when I help somebody, when I get done helping them, who's going to feel good? Me. And it's not because I don't think I'm great or nothing. It's just after you help somebody, you feel good afterwards.
All right.
It's a good thing. So, but the basic thing is, we're all kind of operating for our own self-interest. So why would it even faze me if somebody else does something that's what I would call a mistake or goes against what I think. Especially knowing how often I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm surprised anybody believes anything I say.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times I'm full of shit. I'm just,
I agree with you, Barry.
I thought I might get some agreement there.
I'll agree with you on that one.
But why would I? I mean, they're only human, and so, why would I? We should expect that they're going to screw us over or do something, or not that they do it on purpose against us. That they're going to do something in their interest that doesn't align with our interest.
Okay.
That's what happens, or they're just going to do something stupid.
So
I've
you're
seen
saying
people do that.
you're probably closer to being a Taoist then?
I don't believe in labels, Tom.
Yeah.
Don't label. Don't
The
label.
belief that everybody is, and we just flow through the world. There is no friction. There is no fighting. There is no nothing. It's just a different way of life.
I could see that.
But that all changes when someone's trying to steal your coat.
No, you should give it to them
Oh, I know. That's what you say.
because they need it.
You
I
wait.
know.
You wait till it's 18 degrees and someone try to take your pea coat. I want to see you say, you know what, sir, you have my coat.
You never know what spiritual level we can rise to. I may not be at that level today, but when it happens,
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to say a prayer first. You sure you're talking to me?
Yeah.
It's fucking cold out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My chances are he's going to be, yeah, I'm talking to you, fat ass. You got
Right.
plenty of a coat there.
Well, you have plenty of layers. I can see them from here. You got 14
Heck
layers
yeah.
right now, so you're good to go.
I don't get cold. Well, we camped out last weekend and we were waking up in the tent, 28 degrees,
Mm.
and the thing said it felt like 18. I don't know what that. It felt cold as hell. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get cold. You just
Okay.
dress for it.
All right.
We had a real good time. Played on the beach.
At 28
stuff-
degrees.
No, by then the sun came out. It got up to like 38, 39.
Mm.
And in the sun, it was comfortable.
Did you
was-
go
I took my-
skinny dipping? That's the question.
We talked about the cold plunge.
But you didn't do it, did you?
No, I couldn't. There was kids around.
Sissy.
Yeah, there's too many kids. And I wasn't going out there in the middle of the night when it was freaking 28 degrees. So,
That's when I did it.
yeah, well, that was at the beach, and that was a good deal. I can't say nothing bad about that. I think it was kind of cold and pissing rain, too.
It was bad.
But
But I
I got
went
the
out
video.
there survival camping a couple years ago and woke up at 5 in the morning and it was probably about 24, 25 degrees. And I got in that lake out there at the Sam Houston National Forest. I sent you guys a bunch of dick pics.
Yeah, that was Lake Conroe.
That was Lake Conroe.
I recognize the lake.
Yeah. That's all you recognize.
That's it.
So, but yeah, we gotta, what else you got, Barry? I know you said you don't believe in murder, but yet you do. So what's the next one?
Uh,
I like making you feel
well,
uncomfortable.
I can tell you what I do. I mean, I don't believe there's more than two sexes. Put it that
Okay.
way. If we can go ahead and start some shit, let's start it.
I don't have anything. I've never seen anything but a male and a female.
I know.
So,
There
well,
you
no,
go.
I take it back. I take that back. There are, so in the world of creatures, there are asexual creatures, okay? And then there are those creatures, the hermaphrodites, that have both sexes. So if we're looking at what all is out there, I would say there's 4.
I was referring to humans.
Oh, humans? Well, there's still hermaphrodites with humans.
Okay.
They're born with
But
both.
they
they're
usually they make a
both
choice. They kind of make a choice, I think, at some point. I don't know. I don't know the details of that, but anyway,
I know
the way,
some people do. I know some people don't.
Yeah,
In the reports that
Well,
I've read, a lot of them make a decision. Do you want it to be a boy or a girl? And they do it. But there are some that say, you know what, we want them to choose later on in life.
yeah.
Now, in those cases,
I don't know. That's between them and their God.
yeah,
That's, it's like you said earlier. That's above my pay grade.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even,
So-
I wouldn't even know what to do.
yeah. You and me both.
So, but other than that, male, female.
Yeah.
It's funny how we all fit together. The parts are all in the same area like a puzzle piece. They all go together.
Oh yeah.
Like perfectly.
That's
It was meant to
crazy.
be that way.
I mean, imagine that. God gives you signs. Here's your sign.
There it is.
Hey, it fits.
Yeah.
Look at there.
You got this thing and it's perfectly fits in something else.
There you go.
Now, don't get me wrong. We've tried other things. It doesn't fit perfectly.
It's just not. I wouldn't say it's the same. I mean,
But I had an open mind, Barry. I was willing to try.
that's okay.
Just to see.
Yeah, nothing wrong. I'm not judging. No judgment, just observation.
I feel judgment, but
It's coming from within.
I believe in experience. I believe in adventure. Trying new things. Open mind. See what's happening.
You reminded me of the speech in Bull Durham, Susan Sarandon speech,
Okay.
when she says something about she's got them both of the catcher and the pitcher. Was it Costner and I forget the other guy's name, Tim
I know you're talking
Tim
about.
something. Yeah, Nuke. In the movie, he was Nuke LaLoosh. So anyway, she had him. She said, "Well, I'm going to end up with one of you guys, so I figured we all just get to know each other and blah blah blah." And she said, "Oh, I don't." He's brought up something about religion or something. She goes, "Oh, I don't believe in that." She asked Costner, "Well, what do you?" He says, "I don't believe in that." He goes, "Well, what do you believe in?" And you remember that speech?
No.
Yeah, you ought to look it up. I'm not going to say it on here.
Okay.
It's probably on YouTube.
I'll look it up
But it
later.
ends with the small of the small of a woman's back, a good scotch, a high fiver, something else I forget. But anyway, it's guy stuff. He believes
Okay.
in guy stuff,
I understand that.
right?
I believe in God
It's
stuff.
probably the most spiritual movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No doubt. Check it out.
I think
That and The Edge.
The Edge is my favorite. I think that's the most
Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah. I think I've watched that movie almost as much as I've watched 300 and Tin Cup,
Yeah.
which both
Well,
are
Tin Cup's
very,
good.
very spiritual.
Tin Cup's good. I like that. That's a good movie.
Hmm
I
Absolutely.
like the Waffle House. It reminds me of our crowd.
Yeah. The Odd Couple.
Yeah. Well, now who are you going to be talking to tomorrow that you can commit these challenges to?
Well, I'm going to involve probably 3 or 4 different people
Okay.
when I get into it.
Yeah.
I need to first be honest with myself that I'm killing myself. I'm not living.
Yeah.
So once I get over that, then I need to include a few people and let them know what my plan is and when it's going to be executed and get to it.
Great.
But I mean, it's
like
nothing new. I'm not doing anything new. I just need to get back to
Get to doing.
my normal way of living. My meditating, my cold showers, my exercising, my reading my books. I haven't read a book in almost 3 weeks.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Always got something going.
Well, I had 3 or 4 of them going at once, and then I finished them all, and then I don't know. It always happens right around something physical, some physical ailment. It gets me out of sorts. Like I had the bronchitis thing, and when I come out of it, man, I'm disorientated. I don't have anything. My regimen's out of place.
Yep.
And then immediately, I start lying to myself.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
since
funny.
you're
I was just
Since you're fucking around, you might as well eat bad. Since
Yeah.
you're not working out, you might as well, stay up all night. You might as well get that app and start watching all those stupid videos, And then it's just weird. It's the further and further I get away from where I need to be at.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's funny. I was just talking to little Chrissy about the same thing. Because I didn't hear from him until, I think, day before yesterday or something. But I know he got back in town like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I said, "What's up, dude?" And he said, "Oh, everything's messed up.
Yeah.
Everything. His schedule, his routine, So, yeah, I see what you're talking about. It's a big, even these past 2 days, staying in the house for the most part. I had to get out a little bit.
Yeah.
But with the South Texas snow and freeze that we don't know how to drive or do anything in, so we
Right.
just stay home. But even that, kind of screwed up the routine. And kind of the savor on that was last night. I went to that other meeting, that Jones Road meeting was open. And by the way, I didn't know. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Duncan? He had like 50-something years.
Okay. Yeah.
And he said something to you about when he was at the what was the name of that road? Duncan Road Group?
Okay.
Or anyway, that road over there off of Westheimer. There was a group we went to the day you quit smoking.
Okay.
And you had just had a big coughing fit in the truck, and, you were feeling like shit.
Right.
And he was in there, and he said something to you about, you look like you're about to die. And you said, "I feel that way." And he said, "Good."
Right.
Do you remember that?
Not really.
So anyway, I don't think you were so out of it from, I guess, that coughing and stuff right then. I don't know if but he was thinking you were just a newcomer. You had a couple years sober at the time.
Yeah, I had 1 year.
That smoking thing was killing your ass.
Yeah. Oh, no, I had 2 years. I had 2 years when I quit smoking.
Yeah, I thought you had a couple years
Yeah.
because the next day we went to CETA in Galveston, and you went in the surf.
Yeah, that was
At night,
There you go.
probably in the 30-degree range.
And I was cured
Yeah, you paid for it,
just like that.
but you haven't smoked since then.
No, it's weird. It's weird about, looking back at it now, it's weird that I ever smoked. Because I can't handle being
Yeah.
around smoke. I can't breathe around it.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
smells horrible, takes my breath away. There was nothing good about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe it was so difficult to quit,
Yeah.
because
See,
it
that's that.
sucks. It truly sucks.
Yeah, but do you remember when you were smoking and what it felt like that you couldn't imagine going a whole day without a cigarette?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That warm feel going into your lungs, the tingly feeling sometimes, the
Right.
calmness. I mean, it gave me something, It was to get out of right here, right now is what it was doing for me.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
one of the
that's
biggest things that got me moving. I'm so glad that we were reading the books that we did. It got me busy because one of the most difficult things about quitting smoking is realizing how much time you waste smoking. I'm just sitting there like, now what do I do? Normally I'd go outside and smoke a couple cigarettes,
Right. It was a lot of the same ways with drinking because, you had planned for the weekends and have your stash or whatever, however you drank.
Yeah.
And, couldn't be caught on Sunday with nothing.
Right.
And just the day-to-day planning and how am I going to pay for it, and the whole 9 yards. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely. Truthfully, it's those things. It's not just the alcohol, the smoking, the drugs. It's food, it's sex, it's videos, it's movies, it's anything and everything to keep you away from where you need to be at.
Yeah. Well, it's what you said a while ago. I'm addicted to wanting to feel different. That's the
Yeah.
real addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Anything
be
different than
comfortable.
right here, right now.
I don't want to. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be reliable. I want to just do whatever I want to do, and that's it.
Right.
You know. But
Yep.
I've been sober long enough. I can't stay there for very long because it's very uncomfortable being comfortable to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good place to be. I think that's a good place if you live it right, that you feel like you're not supposed to be where you're at right now. You gotta get up and get going.
100%. And that's, yeah, if you don't have that feeling, you have a problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I think that's the
to me,
difference
yeah.
between the being asleep and being awake and
being awake.
yeah.
Yeah. That psychic change, all of that, the
Yeah.
awakening. How much truth can you take?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's easy to just go, oh, yeah, I got it. I don't. I don't. So, anyway.
Well, it
Well,
goes
good.
with
Closer.
the truth is, the truth sets you free.
Right.
So we may not feel the truth, but I know you can definitely feel the freedom,
Oh, for sure. Well, and that's the crazy part about it is, we don't surrender to the truth. And so it's we're imprisoning ourselves,
Mhm.
in prison, so to speak, again.
Yeah.
So, not a good thing. But we
Yeah,
gotta-
but not everybody wakes up, brother.
No, they don't. I'd say most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people don't.
So then what's the point? What's the point of all these people around that just won't wake up?
It's like I always tell you, bro. All these people going to heaven, they're just in our way. That's the bottom line. They're just in our way.
All these people.
Yeah.
Well, what do we call them? We call them bumpers.
Yeah, bumpers. That's good.
Keep us
Bumpers.
back where we need to be at.
For sure.
So, it goes back to early on when you and I first met. You had shared with me something that at the time made no sense to me at all. You said that this is your world. You've created this. Everybody in your life is there because you put them in your life. And for the longest time, I had no idea what you were talking about. None. I go, that just makes no sense. But now it does. I look at the relationships that I have. I look at where I'm at in life mentally. I look at my life financially. I look at my life physically. I am where I am because I created that. There comes a point in time when you're an adult. You can't blame your parents. You can't blame society. You can't blame. It's because of you. And I think that's the big difference between being asleep and being awake, is realizing that you are where you are because you did this.
That's right.
You're married to that person because you did that. That person is that way in your life because you created that. Very
That's it.
interesting.
Well, 100%. And, we get wrapped up in kicking our own ass whenever we realize that. And we don't realize, it hurts. It stings. However, it's the truth. And there's good news in the truth. And that truth is, guess what? That means I can do something about it.
Yeah.
If I have the power to put what's in my life, if what I've put in what's here now is from what I did and do, then guess what? All I got to do is change what I do and what I, in a lot of ways, what I think. With the psychic change, we have to change everything that, the way we think about it. But just being open.
Right.
And there you go. But that's what it takes. It's a complete psychic change.
Yeah.
But the good news, that's the part I have to remember, because I get wrapped up in the beat myself up. The good news is, guess what? I can change me. There's something I can do about me. There's nothing I can do about you.
Yeah.
So, or anything else out there, really. You know, one of the lies I hear in this, you know, for newcomers in our program, everyone says, "Oh, you have to change everything, people, places, and things." What a big freaking lie!
Yeah.
That's the last thing you need to worry about. What we need to change is in here. We got to
Yeah.
change what's in here, and when we change what's in here, guess what? All that people, places, and things, they just change.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing I did. They just changed. And that's the way it works. I mean, that's the belief. You know, we have this little thing about belief and faith,
Yep.
our little routine we do.
Yes.
I was thinking about it the other day, and it's, you know, there is one of the big differences is faith in a lot of ways is risk.
100%.
I mean, faith is scary. Faith is
real.
Yeah, it's taken out there. You're taking a risk. It's not guaranteed.
Right.
So it's uncomfortable, right? Where belief, you already believe. You're kind of comforted in your belief, and you believe that whatever happens, this is, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Comfort in that belief. So because it's already, you know it. But faith is not something that you necessarily know. You're just going on.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going on.
Yeah, but belief you
believe.
don't
So
really
it
know,
takes-
though.
That's what I mean. You don't really know.
In belief.
You don't really know. Yeah.
But
until
you're
you come to
comfortable
believe.
in not really knowing because you think you know, but you don't really know because you haven't really done anything.
Okay. I don't know. That sounds like, I don't know. I'd have to follow that again in slow motion.
Well, it's like, you know, well, the example, right? I can believe all day long that that person's going to walk across the tight wire.
Right.
I can believe it.
Right.
All the way.
Yeah.
That doesn't
and
mean
you know
it's
that, and you know they can do it because they've done it before. Right?
Correct.
So you believe it.
Right. That's
100%.
belief.
I'm with you.
But then faith is that you get up there with them and get on
Yeah.
their shoulders.
Get in the barrel.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's the difference between belief and faith.
100%.
And a lot of
It's
people
different.
believe, but they're not willing to get in the wheelbarrow. They just want
That's
to
it.
believe that their higher power is going to keep dropping off checks at their front door
That's it.
instead of going
That's
out and
it.
working for that check.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think that the wanting to be uncomfortable that you're talking about, or that comfort not being comfortable, or
Yeah.
just being too comfortable, not being content with that, that's in line with what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to share something with you, and I'm going to try to be careful about it. But so I heard from a friend, right? This gentleman had a daughter, and she's 30 years old. Okay, and she went off to a weekend with some friends. Okay, and comes back and decides, I'm going to quit my job. I don't need to work. I want to travel. The father is like, what are you talking about? You need money. No, I don't need money. Money's irrelevant. I can just figure it out. So this guy came to me and said, I don't know what to do. I said, well, let them go. Well, I don't understand where that mentality comes from. I said, you created that. And he argued with me. What do you mean I created it? Well, you have a 30-year-old woman still living at home, rent-free or very minimal amount of money. There's no accountability. There's no pushing them out of the nest where they can start taking accountability for their own actions, right? Because I guarantee you that person has a different mentality when they don't go to work and they don't pay the electric bill, they don't have electricity. So why would this person have any other concept of life other than what is money? Money is nothing to me. I don't need money. If I need money, I go to my dad. You know, if I need to sleep, I go to my mommy and daddy's house, right? Because they're not pushed to go learn how to be an adult. So they have a child mentality. So that's what I had shared with him, and the concept. They had asked what they should do, and I told them that they need to basically put a date. You need to move out. You're 30 years old. It's time for you to go.
Right.
You can come back and have, Sunday brunches with the family, whatever, right? But you need your own place. You need to grow up. You need to be an adult. 100% accountability on your own. So
That's it. That's the solution.
it is. It is. Now I don't know if he's going to do it or not, because that's his baby girl, and
Yeah.
I don't. They don't think, or he might think that for whatever reason, I can't do that to my baby girl. It's going to be too hard for her. Well, eventually you're not going to be around, and she's never been taught to be an adult.
Right. Yeah.
Then what are you going to do? And the sad thing is it's not just him, man. There's a lot of people out there.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
There's tons.
allowing their grown ass adult kids to not be an adult.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to debate on that. It's as
No.
soon as they, there's nobody to turn to, or there's no, you don't work, you don't eat, you don't get lights or heat or cold,
Right.
then yeah, things change.
Yeah, it's a different mindset.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that
100%.
it's cool to do like what happened to me, well, it was cool for me, but being kicked out at 15,
You're right.
the cool thing is I had a good work ethic at least, and I had a full-time
Well,
job.
yeah. And back then, 15 was pretty old.
Right. So just to not lie, I'd be honest with you, I turned 16 3 days later. So technically I was 15, but I was really
Right.
16.
Yeah,
So
it's all the same. Let me tell you what. You didn't grow a whole lot in those 3 days.
I think I did.
You know what I
I
mean?
think I really grew up really super fast because I set my priorities right away.
Yeah.
I got to finish high school. So,
Yeah.
when kids get kicked out, because there was a bunch of other kids that got kicked out around my same time.
Right.
They dropped out of school, got a full-time job and whatever. I said, no, I'm going to finish high school. I'll figure out how to and I did. I was working
Yeah.
full-time job at Walmart, and I lived in a garage. Somebody rented their garage for $100 a month. It
Perfect.
worked out well.
Yeah.
I was right down the road where I could hop on a bus, and I could take the bus to school every day. Now, I wasn't able to play sports or anything because I had to pay rent. I had to buy my own food,
Right.
So, my senior year, I didn't play sports. I was, well, at least the last part. But yeah, I mean, it was back then, I would say that was the worst thing in my life.
Right.
But looking back now is the greatest thing that my parents ever did for me.
Yeah. We're not a good judge of what happens
Not
now.
at all. It gave
Never.
me my work ethic. It gave me how to prioritize things. It gave me the opportunity to stand on my own 2 feet. It gave me an opportunity to know that I can make it on my own. That is an amazing feeling for men and women. I think both, I know a lot of
Yeah.
parents treat their daughters differently, whatever, but I think both need to get out there and know that they can make it on their own. 100%.
Oh, for sure. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Get out
Yeah.
there and live.
I learned how to
Live.
drink.
So yeah. Well, I think, getting out there and living when you're young that's great. My little nephew does that. I mean, he still goes to college and he's paying his own stuff now. But, he's finishing up, supposed to graduate, I think, here in March.
Okay.
But he's done some crazy stuff, and my whole attitude's been, some older people in our family think, oh, he needs to hurry up and graduate and whatever. I'm like, dude, he's like 26 years old or 25 years old with no responsibilities. He got his own money. run, have
Right.
fun, get out there, go experience.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
go
No,
do
no regrets.
right. Go camping in the Yukon for a month and hit Alaska while you're at it. I mean, if you can do that, geez, go do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that life experience is worth any more you could have gotten out of a job or a class or whatever.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. The knowledge of that experience can transcend so much into, your spouse eventually and your children, your coworkers. I mean, there's just so much that can bring to the table having
Yeah.
those experiences and ensuring that while you get the spouses and the kids and the long-term job, you should still want to do things like that.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Continued growth, but I mean, bringing that back to what we were talking about, being awake or waking up, and that being tied to being open. Are you? I mean,
Yeah.
just think how those experiences early in life or those lifetime experiences like that open you up.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to be a lot more open. Even yours, you were out of the country, 3 tours over there, and I know it wasn't, 5-star hotels and stuff, but that opened you up to a different way of life, a different culture, a
No,
different.
4-star.
Every,
They were 4-star.
yeah. Well, there you go. You know what the military has a absolute reputation. I don't know that it's changed, but back in the day when I was in the restaurant business, they had a reputation for, most of their chow, their kitchens and stuff, taking really good quality food and turning it into food that tastes like crap when they serve it. I know you were in the Air Force.
I was
That's
in the Air
probably a little
Force. We ate
different.
really good.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a little different than maybe I'm talking about the Army.
The Army, maybe. I
it
heard
was
the
the Army.
Navy was really, really good food, though. Some of the best cooks were in the Navy.
Well, that's where we spend all our monies, in the Navy and the Air Force.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know about SpaceX now or whatever. What do we got? Space Force? We got a Space Force now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you
nothing
know that?
about it. No, I didn't know anything.
I think you got to be on mushrooms or something.
There you go.
I don't know.
So,
So,
all right,
Well,
that's
good,
all
good.
I got, brother.
Thanks for stopping in. Y'all get out and get some sun.
Yep, absolutely.
Peace out.
Talk to y'all later.